about the shoes, Joe.
Oh, thank you.
Those are great. Those really are great shoes.
I know they're fun. My wife said, "I thought you were getting out of tennis shoes." I'm walking around all day. What do you want me to?
Do you pick those out, or your wife pick them out for you?
No,
how
I
does
pick
Joe
them out.
Montana get shoes?
Very difficult. I
Really?
hate picking out shoes.
Do you
I
really?
got lucky and picked out these and another pair that look like Converse, but they're like some kind of a rubbery looking thing.
Like fake Converse?
But they're made by, it looked like a Converse, but they're black and white and just look like it.
Right.
But they're like rubber-ish, and they're made by Marnie. So
Well, you had a
the
nice.
clothing store. Yeah, exactly. But they're sweet looking.
Right.
You had a nice Skechers
almost
run, right?
Yeah.
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 I like Skechers.
Billy loves Skechers, by the way.
I mean, if someone's coming up to you and they're saying you want
Because of you,
sneakers,
Joe,
yeah,
yes.
Joe, you inspired me to like Skechers, and maybe today you inspired me to like Pfizer.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Tell us what we have a legend here on the set, Joe Montana, one of the greatest quarterbacks, if not the greatest quarterback of all time. We will get to that in just a second. Tell us what you're doing with Pfizer.
Yeah, I've been partnering with Pfizer now for a number of years, and we're just trying to get out the word that the CDC now has lowered you're at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia to age 50 and above. And if you're 50 and above, you're about 6 times more likely to be at risk for getting pneumococcal pneumonia. And that one of the things we were saying is get with your doctor, get with your pharmacist, see what your risk level is. But they're still saying get out there and get vaccinated no matter what. And if you're, like this guy said, if you're 50 and older, you should get there and do that. If you want to learn more about it, they've got a great website. It's called vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. A lot of good information on there, and I'll help you weather your way through it.
Billy, these were words that are difficult for me to pronounce and say. And so Joe's like, hey, just throw it to me. Say Pfizer. I'll take care of the rest. Why? Because he's clutch. That's what he does. I mean,
I see that.
Yeah, I can't say those words, Billy. And Billy, here's the other thing. I think Joe Montana, and it's ridiculous that you're being left out of these conversations because everyone's talking about Mahomes, Brady. I grew up. I watched you. I know how great you are. You went to 4 Super Bowls. You won 4 Super Bowls, Joe. Like, those guys have all been to Super Bowls and lost. You know who hasn't? Joe bleeping Montana. How about that?
Well, I appreciate that.
You have that over there. But when you watch Patrick Mahomes play, are like as great as you were at the game of football, do you marvel the way we do at Patrick Mahomes?
Oh, yeah. He's a different cat.
Right.
You know, I mean, he gets it done no matter how he throw it behind your back, whatever you got to do, right? Yeah. He's just got so many different deliveries. He's in what people will call the zone. I don't like that word, but that'll help you understand that right now he's playing at the top of his game, and he's I don't care who you are, and when it is, even if they're having a bad year,
right? He's
tough to beat.
Right. Do you feel left out of that conversation though?
No, I don't.
Really?
Yeah, no,
you don't
I don't
care?
worry about it. No, it's one of those things like it's really hard to compare guys. I always think because I say the guys who played before me, the ball was a different shape, right?
Yeah.
And one of the guys, and I can never remember if it was Sammy Baugh or Otto Graham. One of them won 11 championships before there were Super Bowls.
Right.
So nobody even knows that, right? And nobody remembers that. Right. And I don't know. I just think it's just too hard to compare through eras.
Do you, when you see what the Chiefs are doing now, coming off of kind of what the Patriots did, do you have fatigue in the type of dynasty, things like that? Do you want to see a team like the Eagles come up and overtake, I guess, the Chiefs to some sense? Or do you like the history that we're watching with the Chiefs?
Well, I think the one good thing with the Chiefs, it's always nice to see a record being set, right? And to have someone go three-peat for the first time would be great to see. You know, I played in Kansas City, but then it also would be great to see someone win like the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're tossed and torn, but like I said, Mahomie is tough to beat.
Mahomie. I forgot about the years you went to the Chiefs. You went to the AFC Championship game that first year. Yeah.
If we hadn't screwed up, we would have made it to the Super Bowl.
Oh, Joe, what happened? You're still living with it. What happened?
You know what? We lost like 3 games before the end of the season.
Right.
To a team we should have beaten, And instead of getting home field advantage, we had to go to Buffalo.
Right.
And it was 50 degrees and sunshine in
Yes.
Kansas City that day. It was not 50 degrees and sunshine in Buffalo.
You wanted home field there.
Oh, God, yes. Yeah. And we'd already beat them once earlier in the year anyway.
Right.
When you see, I guess, the current landscape of quarterbacks out there in the NFL now, Mahomes obviously has kind of like a stranglehold on the Super Bowls and the winning and all that stuff. There are the Josh Allens out there, the Joe Burrows, the Lamar Jacksons. It seems like, and we've talked about it all year long, unfortunately, it seems like they're just all so great at the same time. At least one of them is probably going to get cut out of winning
Yes.
championships just because there's only one championship every year.
Too many quarterbacks, not enough years, you know?
and they're all roughly the same age, too.
Yes.
I know.
And they're all great.
They better hurry up.
But it's kind of
Yeah,
unfair
time-
that it's like when Jordan played, you knew there was a series of great players who were
Yeah.
not going to win an NBA title.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the deal right now with Mahomes and the other quarterbacks.
Yeah, the Chiefs are finding a way to keep a team together, right? So,
Yeah.
it's great to have a great quarterback, but, everybody has to get to these games, everything kind of has to fall together. I mean, if they've made it through early, they had a lot of their injuries early in the year,
Sure.
and you want to get healthy back now. And unfortunately for the Eagles, they're pretty healthy right now. So, I think it's still going to be a good game. I think the Eagles just, they can control it. Usually when you see a team, everyone's, it's the quarterback throwing the ball, but usually the teams that win end up having a pretty good running game. So and the
Saquon's
Eagles
been insane this year.
I know. So, yeah, I think it's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be a fun one.
Joe, what do you think the 49ers should do with Brock Purdy?
Well, we were just talking about that earlier. Everybody's saying, I think you have to pay him. I mean, I can show you a handful of quarterbacks out there making a ton of money
Yes.
that hasn't produced anywhere near what he's produced
Right.
in the short amount of time he's been able to do it. So he's had some nice weapons around him too, and they were the opposite way. They had injuries throughout the whole year,
Right.
and so everybody has ups and down years. And unfortunately for him, I think there was a lot of pressure on trying to have to win games instead of, and there were times like he got sacked so many times, but I felt for him because I look on the screen and I can't see a wide receiver in the picture.
Right.
Right, and I'm going, no wonder he's holding the ball. So,
Sure.
hey, you got to pay him.
Yeah.
You got to pay him.
Joe Montana, do you know how much money you would make in today's NFL? Do you think about that? I mean, seriously.
I try not to.
Yeah.
Do you really?
So that guy, one guy's game check was more than I made a whole year.
Just the way it is, Joe.
I know it is.
You did pretty good for yourself.
I know it, but the funny thing is the way I look at it is the guys who played before me
Right.
say the same thing about my
Of
era,
course.
right? Yeah. So
I know you played basketball growing up. I think you're a big basketball fan. What do you make of Jimmy Butler going to Golden State, your area?
I think it's going to be interesting to see. They need someone to kind of give a spark to him, and hopefully he's the key, right?
Yeah,
So
Billy, why are you laughing? He's a
I'm
Golden
coughing.
State fan.
No,
I mean,
he's not. He's a Celtic fan.
yeah. No,
What are you?
No, Heat.
He's a Heat fan.
Okay.
Billy, you
Rough
didn't
couple
know
months
he's a
for
big
us
Golden
big
State
Heat
Warrior
fans.
fan?
I grew up a Celtic fan. That's what.
I know.
Wow.
I know. No, he's not a Celtics fan. He's been down to Miami too long, so
Yeah.
well, his entire life by too long. Yes. Joe, so one more time on the way out, tell us what you're doing with Pfizer, and we do appreciate the time. The greatest quarterback of all time. I said it there. Go ahead.
No, I've been working with Pfizer for a number of years now, and with the pneumococcal pneumonia,
Right.
and just trying to get the word out that the CDC now has lowered the at-risk age to 50 and above, and that you're 6 times more likely at risk at 50 and above, and recommending people get out and look and get vaccinated against it. And the website is vaxassist.com, VAXX assist.com, and to learn a lot more about what Pfizer's doing.
Tell your wife I don't care what she says, respectfully.
Wow.
Those are great sneakers.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Joe. We appreciate the
it. No,
time,
thank you.
and enjoy the rest of the week here.
Thank
you
you
so much,
All
Joe.
right, you too.
Legend Joe Montana. Thank you. I think they're going to have to do a quick picture. Joe, those are fantastic. The flight a little delayed, I heard, right?
Oh, yeah, it was a little bit late coming out of there.
They not know that you're on the flight? Tell them.
Oh, man.
They don't know.
Dickerson's on a flight. We take off on time.
I just want to get there safe. That's my thing.
Yeah, but don't you say, hey, listen, the greatest running back of all time is on the flight. Like, what are we doing? Let's go.
Like, who is that? Where's he at? not you, old man. Not you.
No, Eric, I know you. You think you're the best running back of all time.
No.
You don't?
No, my guy, O.J. Simpson.
Really?
O.J.
Wow.
Greatest of all time to me. That's why I played the position.
Right. Because of O.J.
That's O.J., yeah.
So you're watching him as a kid, and you said, I want to do what O.J. does.
That's exactly it. I want to play the position. They had me at a slot receiver and all that, slot back. I'm like, I don't like this. I want to play running back. Oh, you're too tall.
When did you know you would be good enough to play in the NFL? Like at what age? Was there a moment?
You know what? I think it was probably my junior year in college.
Right.
Yeah, matter of fact, my good friend Harvey Armstrong, he played for the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
And they came back to play the Cowboys.
Right.
And they said, Eric, he said, man, they're talking about drafting you. I'm like, really? I mean, I was shocked. I'm like, really? He said, yeah. I'm like, he said, you might be a #1 pick. I'm like, so what did they get? I mean, I had no idea. It's not like, I had no idea. And I met Wilbur Montgomery, and I don't forget when I saw him, I'm like, man, he play, I could play. he was small, and I like Wilbur.
Yes. Great player for the Eagles.
Great player. Yeah. So, that's kind of the time I thought I had a shot to play. Yeah.
What did they get?
Yeah.
A lot of money.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of money, but it was a lot of money to me back then.
Yeah. Back then, it was a lot of money, though.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah,
you see the money now, you're like, oh, Jesus.
Man. But you know what? I'm not envious of those guys. I'm happy for them. They deserve it. I know how tough that game is and, what it does to you.
Yeah. Do you have a good relationship with Saquon? Do you know Saquon at all?
I don't know him. I talked to him. I talked to him after he had his last. He got to 2,000 yards. I got his number from a guy that I know that works for the Eagles.
Yeah.
And so I gave him a call. He sent me the man. I called him. I talked to him. I told him. I said, man, I said, you had a great season.
Right.
I told him my AP story.
Yeah.
I said, I talked to AP after he had 2,000 yards. I called him the next day and I said, AP, a great season. He said, thanks, Eric. I said, man, let me ask you a question. Don't you have a game where you get the most yards in the game? He said, yeah, 295. I said, oh yeah. I said, you want anybody to break that record? So he said, no. I said, exactly. So man,
That's so good.
I told him great season, and my thing is that. I saw what what's the boy Shady McCoy said that I said that it should be an asterisk by that. That's bullshit. I never said that.
Right.
I mean, I would never say that because I know how hard it is to get 2,000 yards.
Oh, because there's 17 games and all that.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I mean, OJ did it in 14. I did it in 15, one extra game. So I mean, I don't play that game. I mean, 2,000 yards is 2,000 yards. I don't care if it's 19 games. It is what it is. So, but did I want him to break it? No.
You were happy they signed him.
No. I have a 12-year-old son. I'm not saying he's gonna play pro football, but man, he is some kind of athlete. I mean, I saw him when he was 4 years old. He's some kind of athlete. Right. And he told his mom last year, she was in the car with him. She said, I got to tell you what Dallas said. I said, what? She said, my dad has a record, doesn't he? She said, yeah, what is it? He said, 2,000 yards. I said, 2,000 yards? Yeah, he said, I want to break that record. I said, okay. That would be what I would want.
You'd be okay with that?
Oh my gosh! I mean, I'd be the biggest cheerleader.
Yes.
Perfect. That'd be perfect. Yeah. So yeah.
Do you think your kid's gonna play football? Does he like football?
He loves football.
He does.
But I don't let him play tackle yet.
Really?
No, I didn't play flags 7-on-7. But I don't let him play tackle. I just don't think he's not.
He's not ready.
He's ready, but I don't want him to play. I think 9th grade, 8th and 9th grade would be. He's in 6th grade right now. Okay. I think 9th grade would be a good time for him to start.
Wait, but you seem like, is there a conflict here because the game is brutal and
that's why.
So is there a conflict with you letting him play in general, or are you okay once he gets to a certain age?
In general, I don't even want him to play. To be honest with you, I mean, but if he wants to play, because his mom and I got into literally an argument about it. She wanted him to play like now, like right now. I'm like, no, and she's like, well, so and so says. I'm like, well, who the hell is so and so?
Right.
Well, he played in college. I'm like,
how did that conversation
go? A Hall of Famer.
I'm arguing with her. He's gonna be. I said, he's not gonna be behind. He's a good athlete. So then I said, okay. I said, let me break it down to you.
Right.
I said, you know how you panic.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a panic mom.
Yeah.
I said, imagine him getting hurt. I said, when I turn to you and say Dallas is, I said, you'd be on the field over the fence.
Yeah.
And she said, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I said, no, I said, he's not ready. I don't want that for him yet. I said, now he talked to me about it. And I said, son, let me explain. I said, Dallas, you're 12. I said, okay, you're going to play football 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, that's grade school to high school. I said, now if you play college, 18, 19, 20. I said, that's all that football. I said, that's a lot of hits. I said, they're not pulling flags. They're hitting.
Right. Especially your position.
Yeah, and that's what he plays. And he said, Dad, you're right. And that was the end of it. He said, I'll play when you say I can play. And that was it.
Well, that's a weird age, too, right? Because some kids are growing faster than others. So you could be the same age, but you're totally different sizes,
totally different
body
sizes.
types at the time.
Yeah, I just don't, the head injuries and stuff.
Yeah.
And, I mean, look, I know what it's done. I mean, I'm not the same guy I was. I know I'm not, and so, I mean, like, I just got the thing I got onset of Parkinson's. So, and I'm forgetting stuff. So, I mean, I just call it like I see it. And I don't want that for him. I mean, my mother hated football. She hated it. She said, Eric, I hate that sport. She said, the only thing is you make it look so easy, son. I said, but it's not. And, she said, them hits, that's not normal. She said, that's not normal. That's
it's not normal.
It's not normal, but it is what it is. But if he wants to play when it's time, again, I'll let him play.
There'll be a time where he can make his own decisions.
He can make his own decisions.
Right.
You
did make it look like effortless, man. You did. I mean, Eric, you're the greatest running back I've ever watched on a football field.
Thanks, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. But, like I say, my guy was OJ. That's why I played that position.
You're with the NFL alumni this week on 3 for obesity. Tell us what you're doing there.
Just talking about, going to the doctor, getting checkups, because I can speak for black men, us, and especially black athletes. We have a tendency to don't want to go to the doctor. Now, I got to tell you, I'll go to the doctor.
Right.
I mean, my wife knows. I've driven myself to the ER before. So I say,
You're a hypochondriac.
my heart don't feel like it's beating right. I'm serious. I've stayed in the hospital. She said, where you at? I'm in the hospital.
Yeah.
You have met your best friend, Billy.
Hold on. You just went missing one day. It's like, where are you? Like, I'm in the hospital.
She knew. I said, I'm going to the ER. And then she hadn't come. I said, where? I said, I'm in the hospital. They checked me in. I'm like, what? I said, they checked me in. I said, they're going to run some tests. Okay, you want me to come over? I said, no, I'm good. So, no, I'm big on that. I mean, I have hypertension, so it's certain things that you have to do to take care of yourself. Trying to eat right, even though I don't eat right all the time. I got a sweets problem, but other than that, man, I try to work out. I mean, I'm 64 years old.
You look
People
good,
say you like
man.
you can play, but I can't play no football. Trust me, I can't take them hits.
No, but you look great, though, man.
Thanks.
A young 64, I would say.
Is it? I don't know. I look in the mirror and I'm like, who the hell is this old man that broke in my house?
Wait, how often are you driving yourself to the doctor? Like, did the doctor ever say, Eric, get out of here, you're fine?
It's not. I'm going to tell you, it's at least maybe once every other year I go, something like that.
Billy.
Yeah.
I love it.
Billy's there every week, just so you know. Yeah, he lives at a hospital.
Look, if you're like tuning up your car every 3,000 miles, why not a good checkup every once in a while?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like, okay, if you just drive the car, the oil is running, and the car's like, beep, beep, the lights are flashing. The body tells you, hey, I'm hurting over here. You can't. I can't breathe.
Right. Yes.
Or I've got a bad headache.
Yeah.
It's giving you warning signs, and you got to take care of it.
I love that your wife took someone else's opinion besides yours on your son's football career.
You don't even understand.
I love that.
One day I'm out there. He's playing football, and I'm telling him, hey, dude, I say, stop making all the cuts. Just make a cut and go.
Right.
And he said, well, Mama said. I say, why Mama don't play no football?
Do you know what your dad did?
I swear, man. Hey, let me tell you, he think his dad. It don't even matter. I love it because he's so nonchalant. He's real laid back, but Daddy, it's like I try to show him something. Yeah. I know. I'm like, okay.
They know everything.
Yeah, they know everything. Yeah. He'll listen to you before he listen to me. I'm telling you. I guarantee you.
Yes, I mean my kids would listen to Billy before they listen to me.
Right? Yeah.
Anyway, we appreciate your time, man.
Thank you.
Have a great week down here in New Orleans. And one more time on the way out, if you want to talk about it, NFL alumni on 3 for obesity. What are you doing?
Once again, making sure that you go get checkups, go to the doctor, and it's very important. I mean, I got to say it's important to make sure you eat right. Because guys, at a certain age, the body don't work with it. It doesn't work like it used to.
It doesn't digest like it used to.
It doesn't digest like it. You got that right. So take care of yourself.
What's your candy that you get? Your go-to sweet?
Cakes. I got a cake box. Like pound cakes.
It's a bad town to like cakes.
Is it a bad town?
Oh, it's a bad week for you.
If I lived here, I think I'd be like, I ate up the whole town.
Schedule a doctor's appointment for Monday, Eric, because it's going to be a long week.
We appreciate
your
time, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Harder than football for you, Victor?
Is it better than football?
No, harder for football.
Just so you know, we were talking about
Much
golf
harder.
before we got started. Victor is a 10 handicap after 4 years of playing. I was complaining to him that he's already better than me. I've been playing my entire life. So go ahead.
It's what's crazy? So we were just talking to Vernon Davis a little while ago, and he was telling us how much harder acting is than football too.
Yeah, big time. I think acting, golf, anything that doesn't come as a natural ability, like golf. I mean, football for me, I've been playing since I was 7, 8 years old, right? It's an innate thing, run, jump, catch. Golf has, and even acting is so much more in your head. Like, obviously there's a technique to golf and a technique to swinging the golf club, but once you have that down as an athlete, that you have an awareness of your body, you're going to get the swing down for
you get the
most
muscle
part.
memory.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just the mental aspect of it that's so daunting that you got. Now I understand why golfers, they make a mistake on the professional ranks. They make a mistake and they stay the same. They they may have a small reaction, but they understand that they have to flush it and focus on the next shot and focus on the next task at hand. And that's the hardest thing for me to do because I want to just throw my club into the water.
What's the angriest golf has ever made you?
I've never gotten that mad, but I definitely get.
I have no doubt that sport has made you angrier than football ever has.
1,000%. And I get internally angry.
Right.
Like, you just see me, get quiet and go in a shell, and I'm not as talkative and social anymore. And then I have a beverage, and it's all good. But, it definitely those moments of just introspectiveness. And I just get so mad because I'm like, I play way too, in my head, I go, I play way too much to duff this shot that I just tried. This chip or this pitch shot or this driver or whatever it is. I'm like, I'm out here on this course way too often to be messing up this shot.
But to your earlier point, the professional golfers know those things are just going to happen.
It just, and I've learned this recently. Golf is about minimizing the mistakes.
Yes.
Not trying to be great. It's
par
about,
is good sometimes, Victor.
Par is your friend, actually.
Bogeys can be your friend.
Bogeys can be your friend, too. Absolutely.
That's exactly right. What are you doing with Captain Morgan down here, man?
Doing some fun stuff with Captain Morgan. I think this is our 4th year maybe doing this now. Well, first of all, the Fan of the Year aspect of it, which is always dope. I get to meet a lot of dope fans and a lot of dope people that make the NFL what it is. I think the players do what they do, and we play the game that we love, but the fans really make this thing go and make this thing tick. So to meet them and for them to crown the ultimate Fan of the Year tonight at NFL Honors is going to be a dope experience. And then on top of that, there's always a party, right? They do a big party on Saturday night, Rum Street. We're changing the name of Bourbon Street to Rum Street.
Really?
And Captain Morgan's throwing a huge party. They're renting out an establishment down there. We got T-Pain performing. We got, Captain Morgan flowing everywhere. Obviously, 21 and older to enjoy. Go to followthecaptain.com for all the information, and I'll see you there.
You guys are just going to tell them that Victor invited you, show up at the door, and you're good to go?
Can I do that?
I will not be there to vouch. So
what do you mean?
You guys are on your own. I'll be inside enjoying myself.
Yeah.
I'll be working the door.
Did you get anyone's permission to turn it to Rum Streets?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Or you just doing it on
I
your
think
own?
that's on Captain Morgan. They're just going to plaster the street.
Gulf
and
of
change
America
it.
situation.
Victor, it's funny because a lot of people it's the weirdest thing because it's a great Super Bowl matchup.
Yep.
It's two great teams, and people seem bored by the matchup because we saw it 2 years ago.
Yes.
But it was one of the greatest games we've ever seen.
Absolutely. And
Weird.
The Eagles are one pass interference away from potentially winning that thing.
I know.
So it's I think we're going to get a phenomenal game. I think obviously there's a lot of storylines in this game with Saquon Barkley and the Eagles and what they've done, obviously avenging what happened 2 years ago. And the Kansas City side obviously going for 3 in a row and seeing history for the first time. And can Patrick Mahomes start to cement himself as the GOAT, winning 3 in a row, 4 in the last 5 years. It's going to be an incredible game, an incredible matchup overall. And I'm excited for it, personally.
Can you believe your New York Giants, let's say Saquon, go inside the
That's
division
what we're
to
doing.
Philadelphia?
We're just
I know,
doing
but can you
that right
believe
now.
that?
Yeah, just talking
honestly,
about
I'm sorry,
Rum
buddy. I love
Street,
you,
what
man.
are you doing?
Rum Street. I mean, come on.
It's one thing to see him go, which
Yes.
that happens in the NFL, right? But, geez Louise, the way he went and where he went, just like when he left, it's like there's one gut punch, and then where he went was just like I got enough. I don't have any more guts to punch, guys.
You
like,
sprinkle in golf. I mean.
Yeah, exactly. But as a person, man, I couldn't be happier for him. I think as a player, he deserved this opportunity to play on a team that can contend for a Super Bowl and to be in it his first year there. It's really special for him and his family and his teammates. So I want him to have 300 yards rushing, but lose the game. I think that's
Okay, good.
Have a good game, but lose.
Very good. Good friend.
What are very good friend? We asked Ed Reed because I maintain that Ed Reed is the coolest guy in this place. You're the second coolest. Okay, you're on the medal stand. Okay,
that.
but I'm wondering what are the keys to being cool? Because Billy and I need help, in case you haven't noticed.
Well, the key to being cool, I don't know if there's a template or a list for things to being cool. I think it's just about being yourself.
Right.
Chilling.
These vibes.
Not worried about what's going on.
Yeah.
It's all about the energy. You got the energy. You exude it out to the people. Don't let the energy use you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just chill, relax, and let it flow.
I wish we were cool. Billy.
I could never wear those shoes. You got great shoes on
I wouldn't
today.
dare wear
Never
those
be
shoes.
able to.
But he doesn't give a bleep about
Yeah,
it.
I got blisters.
And
It'd
they
be a
look
whole
good on
thing. Yeah.
The key is lotion. I have to make sure because if you wear this type of shoe, you see how oiled up this ankle is?
Yeah.
Because it could be ashy, right?
Okay.
It could be a problematic thing here where the ankles are out and you're wearing this type of shoe and they're ashy, and that's not good.
Yes.
That's not cool at all.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So the fact that we've got the proper amount of lotion on this ankle here is a
All
big
right, write
deal.
that down.
So
you got
lotion and
in your
oils.
ankles.
Okay, I'm writing lotion and oils.
Yeah. There we go. Perfect. You really wrote it
I don't know
down.
what he's going to do with that later on.
No, look at my
It's
ankles.
written down.
Look at my ankles. That's not cool.
There's a little bit of ash on there.
There's a ton of ash on there. Real ashes, though.
No, you know.
What do you miss the most about the NFL, man?
Oh, man, I think two things. One is just game day. Like, there's nothing like preparing for battle with your brothers in the locker room, getting ready to go out there and put your best foot forward, and applying what you did all week and putting it out there on the football field. And then just my teammates, man. Just that camaraderie. You know, when you win a Super Bowl with a bunch of guys, like, they become family immediately. You know what I mean? So there's
For
still
life, right?
guys that I talk to this day that I won a championship with, and it's just a beautiful thing to have. And, you know, football is really just brought everything full circle for me.
One more time here, Victor, on the way out. We do appreciate the time, my man. Tell us what you're doing with Captain Morgan.
Yeah, man, Captain Morgan, obviously the NFL Fan of the Year, Ultimate Fan of the Year will be crowned tonight at NFL Honors, which will be fun to watch and see who will be crowned the Ultimate Fan. And I've met some of these fans. These guys are insane. They're phenomenal.
You actually
people.
met them?
I've
Really?
met a handful over the years as well. Like, they are rabid fans of their specific teams. And then Rum Street, we're turning Bourbon Street to Rum Street.
Right.
We got a bar.
With no one's permission.
Out.
Yeah.
No one's permission. We're doing it rogue. We're doing it. You know, it's all on us. And we got T-Pain performing. Come through. Everyone that's 21 and older, please go to followthecaptain.com and get all the information and figure out how to get into you know, that party on Rum Street. Don't hit me up because I will not be able to get you in.
Yeah.
If I make eye contact with you, I will be immediately looking the opposite way.
Okay.
That's very kind of you, Victor. How would they get a hold of you?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like someone's going to see me like
anyone's
while I'm
listening,
inside. And
have
I'm
a way
like,
to get in contact.
Don't look at me.
Don't look at me. I can't do it.
All right, well, enjoy your time down on Rum Street. And hopefully you get someone's permission. We appreciate the time, man. You're
No
a great
problem
team.
at all. Thank you guys
Victor,
so much.
I love you, man.
I appreciate that,
All
man.
right.
I love you too.
Oh, yeah, my man. What the hell is in your hand right now? Explain to the audience what that is.
This is bowl paddle right here. When you cook it, when you're boiling up your crawfish and shrimp, this is what you stir it with. Stir it in the pot, baby.
We're in Louisiana.
Come on, you're in
Stugotz.
Louisiana.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
right.
I'm
You
sorry.
gotta get with the plan.
Forgot where I was. But
That's right.
I forgot what are you doing?
home.
What are you doing with Pepsi Super Bowl boil?
They're putting on the very first Super Bowl boil.
Nice.
It's happening tomorrow at Waldenburg Park. So it's going to be an awesome opportunity. Two of the best bowlers in the city, Mr. Shrimp and Crawling Seafood, going to compete against each other. I'm going to get a chance to do the most important thing.
Yes.
Obviously, it's important if you can cook it. It's really important if you can eat it. So, I'm going to get to say who wins.
A lot of people are saying that.
Yeah.
Right. The
so-
chef and the eater, they're partners, right?
Yeah, we're going to have some ice cold Pepsis and enjoy some good crawfish and shrimp bowls.
Whitworth, how mad does this make you? I don't know what your handicap is. We see you every summer out in Lake Tahoe. Victor Cruz was just sitting down with us, and he was telling us that after 4 years of golf, his handicap is a 10.
Wow.
I know.
That's impressive.
And I said, that's better than me. I've been playing my entire life.
That's awesome.
I know,
That's
but
impressive.
I know, but frustrating, right?
Yeah, you
Yes.
know, I also got to see it.
Are
though.
you a
I'm
10?
Yeah, everybody's
You're not
exactly
believing
right.
them?
You listen, guys say they have handicaps. Listen, I'm not saying Victor's a liar. I just like to see it when the competition is up. I want to see it in a tournament where you play your own ball, like American Century.
Yes.
That tells us a little more about what your handicap is.
What have you been doing here in New Orleans? What have you been getting into?
Just got in last night. Just kind of getting, you know what it is, catching up with everybody.
Yeah,
it's awesome, man. Just to see guys you hadn't even come across your mind. You're going to run into this person or that person from your past, and man, it's been awesome. Just catch up with people, and obviously tomorrow will be a lot of fun with this event. But that's what this week's all about, man. The fellowship around the Super Bowl and this game that we all love.
It's really interesting because a lot of guys, they struggle post NFL careers with just adjusting with retirement, and so. But you seem to handle it very, very well. I don't know if what you're doing is as satisfying as playing in the NFL, but the transition has seemed to be an easy one for you. Is that fair?
It has. I mean, I think I love people. I love the game of football and getting a chance to still be around it in that way, and that's something that's changed my life, my kids' life, my wife's life. Obviously, we've been, our viewpoint in life has been dramatically increased of just, all the things we've gotten to be a part of. That's so cool. And then now to stay close enough to the game on Thursday Night Football, I still get to talk about the game of football. And I always say, like, just those, 2.5 hours before every game, just seeing guys and coaches and people that have been, a part of your career.
Yeah.
That's one of the coolest parts.
So cool.
And so it's been a lot of fun, man, to retire and to have kind of what you would call a soft landing, to find this space for you to continue chapter 2 is a blast. And so developing those relationships has been probably one of the things I've enjoyed the most.
Well, and it's also been really cool to see from afar just because, like, timing worked out perfectly for you, right? Because you do Thursday Night Football, and you get to create something from the start. And you guys have made something that's really cool,
and around
really
the
fun.
game, yes.
And then you can kind of just dictate how you want it to go, because it's not something you're joining like an NFL Live or something like that that's been around for years and like, this is how we do things. You guys are kind of creating the format for other people to follow.
Yeah, it's fun. Anytime you're in something like that where you're starting up with each other and you're establishing what you're kind of, people want to use this word culture, but like just you want to establish those boundaries of who you are and your relationships and the culture of really what Amazon's going to be and Thursday Night Football is going to be. Yep. I relate to it very similar, like in the sense of in 2011 when it became Andy Dalton, A.J. Green, Geno Atkins, Carlos Dillon, like this young, talented football team, and here you are as the older statesman, the captain, you kind of find where everybody fits and how do we go to achieve. And we went on that run to go to the playoffs for multiple years in a row. And then I went to L.A., and it's Jared Goff, and it's Todd Gurley, and it's this young team and this 30-year-old head coach that you're older than. And it's like, all right, how do we, all find our vibe and, how we go chase success together and kind of get to know one another and what that looks like? It's no different. I get off the field. Yeah, you're not playing football, but you're still all right, on a weekly basis, we're traveling together, staying in hotels, going to games, covering games. I've never been on TV. I don't know when do I talk, when do I not talk.
You're excited talking about it. Yes.
It's a blast. Yeah. So it's like a new adventure, a new challenge, and establishing those relationships, which has been unbelievable and so much fun.
And who knew? I mean, I don't know if you knew. Fashion icon. We
didn't even know that's what I had circled. No doubt.
Here we are. I'm going to be the guy. Hoodie, blazer on top. Fashion icon. It was in there somewhere. We just didn't know
it was there. That's right. I think we look back about 20 years ago. People would be really mad that they were worried about what I'm wearing, what I look like. So be a fashion icon is unbelievable. It is actually fun. How mad people get.
Why do you get mad at that?
Disgracing the game of football with your hoodie on. And then it's like on the flip side.
Look at Fitzpatrick. Come on,
this is my husband's gift. Right? Oh, dude, it's hilarious. And then the other, it's like I'll get 50 texts to that or 50 tweets of that. And then it's 50 tweets of like, what brand is it? I need it. I'm getting it. This is my husband for Christmas. So it's just funny how it's so either side. It's like either people absolutely love it or they are like, man, you are ruining TV coverage because you have a hoodie on.
How about you be comfortable? I mean, right?
Listen,
comfort's
the number
underrated.
One thing I want to do, and you said this, like, hey, man, it looks like it's been easy. It's not that it's been easy. It's just my only goal when I got into this is I just want to be me. Like, who I am.
Yes.
And if people like that, great. I don't have to say something to get people's attention, or I don't need to go on TV to get people to react to something I'm saying, even if I believe it or not. I just say what I believe in. I try to be myself, and if people like it, great. And if they don't, oh well.
Oh well. What are you smiling at?
I Radio Row. I just kind of take it. Unbelievable. Mad Dog just walked by with the free wings that Bounty's giving away, which is like, Mad Dog, you're a multimillionaire. You don't need to go get free wings.
No, he does.
It's incredible. Great. There's so much going on.
Are you getting free wings? I mean,
I'm about to find out.
Don't fill up. You have the Pepsi Boil coming up.
I know.
I got to be ready, man. This is a big deal. I mean, I just realized that one of these two restaurants is going to be very upset with my decision.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of pressure.
Is there any way that you kind of like sit on the fence on this one? maybe let someone else make decisions.
I don't think he can do
upset
that.
anyone.
Does Whitworth look like a guy who's going to let someone else make decisions
I'm
for
good.
him?
I'm going to probably just choose the one I like.
Okay, well.
I'm good.
Matthew Stafford, what do you think he's going to do here in the offseason?
Well, I mean, obviously, I think he wants to be in L.A.
And I'm putting you in a bad spot
No,
because I
you're
know
great.
how friendly you are. But
No. Obviously, I think Matthew wants to be in L.A. I think he wants to figure it out. But obviously, last year we saw it went up to the very last minute trying to figure out that. And I think both sides want some clarity on that whole situation. Like, hey, are we going forward for a couple more years together?
Right.
I think Matthew feels like he can still play ball at a really high level. I think he was playing that way at the end of the year for sure. So I think it definitely is in the best interest of both to get it figured out. Because I don't know that there's a whole lot of Matthew Staffords out there in the world.
No.
So definitely that situation. I think the Cooper Kupp situation obviously makes it a little tougher to figure out what's going on there and, and how they move forward.
do you personally root for Jared Goff? That trade worked out for both teams perfectly, yes. But you're rooting for Jared Goff.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Jared is like a little brother. I love him to death. I went to his wedding this summer. Massively huge fan of Jared and Kristen and the human beings they are. So definitely rooting for them at all times.
All right, fashion icon Andrew Whitworth. Tell us one more time about Pepsi Super Bowl Boil.
Yeah, first ever Pepsi Super Bowl boil. It's going to be tomorrow, 12 to 2 at Waldenberg Park. You know what? We're going to have some Pepsi, some crawfish, some shrimp. I'll give you a chance if you come by. You can stir with this thing.
Really?
I mean, it's fantastic.
Okay.
Buddy. You know, the key is do you soak or do you sprinkle? That's the question people want to know when you're a crawfisher.
Yes.
Crawfish bowler is do you soak or sprinkle?
Yes, Stugotz.
That's a big.
I sprinkle. I tend to sprinkle.
I'm
You're a
soaker.
sprinkler?
Oh, you're a soaker?
You're a soaker? Okay.
How about you?
You're gonna be able to keep that thing when you head out?
You know what?
This is
It
nice.
doesn't
He
really.
wants to keep it, though.
Back to his question of do I care if somebody's going to. If you think they're going to be able to take this from me.
I love that. I don't know how the hell you're going to get that through security, but good luck.
I don't know what the Pepsi people have planned, but there's zero chance.
Is
that
there
they're
a guy
gonna
in
get
this
this
building that can
Pepsi
take that
zero
from you?
chance.
Is there a single person at Radio Row
Singular
that
person, I
can
don't
take this
think
from
so.
Whitworth? No.
I would like that'd be a fun game. Let's try it.
Ed Reed, can he take it from you?
This guy, no.
No.
Andrew, we appreciate it, man. Enjoy the rest of your week, buddy.
Appreciate it, brother.
All right, man.
I got to be honest with you. I don't know how you feel about this, but I feel like you're always Joey Porter, not Joey Porter Sr. just because of Joey Porter Jr. now.
Well, I guess the only reason why they say that now is because a couple of these people that act like they watch football, sometimes they don't. They'll think I'm Junior.
Yeah, I don't
You know
like
what I mean?
it.
Like,
Who are you talking about, Joey?
I've been called my son a few times here, and I've been like, yeah. Because the way he was interviewing me is if like, so what do you think about how you guys played this year? And they was leading the questions if I was my son.
I feel like you roll with it.
I just did.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know if he know I'm senior or not. I might have lost a little weight. I'm like, am I looking DB skinny? Am I that small?
It's
like,
a compliment, Joey.
Yeah.
I take it, but my son don't look at that way. Like, man, I ain't that old ass dude up there. That's
Right.
not me.
Your son's like, wait a second. You guys thought that old man was me?
Yeah, he's like, man, don't give me that. He's about to be 50 years old. Look how he walks. And
You do not look 50 years old.
I'm 48, but my whole thing is my son.
Joey, you look fantastic, man.
I appreciate it, but when I walk, my son is like, that's not me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So funny, man. What are you doing with GNC this week, Joey?
Man, I'm with GNC Live Well. You know, I've been a big supporter of GNC back when I was a player. You mean, it was one of the few places that I knew if you bought some over-the-counter products, there wasn't nothing going to happen to you. You know what I mean? You wasn't going to fail no drug test. And at the time, I really wasn't looking for nothing but a good pre-workout, some good vitamins, multivitamins, creatine, and weight gainer. I mean, my off-season stuff I put in my body is simple. Those are the 4 things that I'm going to put in my body. And when I worked with GNC back then, it was never a situation to where when I did it, I was like, am I going to pass the drug test? You knew you was going to pass it. They don't sell nothing that's over the counter. You like, oh, I bought that at GNC and I failed the drug test. People that do that be lying. Right? You ain't buying nothing at GNC and go fail the drug test.
Right.
Anything that I took, I've never have. So, right.
Right.
I love it for that. I love it for the products they sell is good for me and my body. I'm just speaking for me. I don't lift like that no more. I'm not lifting the train like I did when I played.
Right.
So it's all about living well. I'm trying to lose weight, stay in shape. Those are the products that I'm putting in my body.
You still lifting, though?
A little bit, not to tackle nobody.
A little bit for you is a lot for a lot of other people.
Yes.
I don't know. My little bit became a real little bit now.
It's getting close to none. Are we arriving at no more thing?
Oh man, I'm little.
Joey, I got to be honest. When you were playing, you were such a great player. I never thought to myself, post-career, you're going to be a coach. I don't know why I didn't think it. But how'd you get into coaching? Like, what made you decide that's the path you wanted to go down?
Well, I never. Even when you're playing, you're coaching, right?
Yeah.
You don't realize it because every time you
especially you, the way you play.
Every time you have a rookie, it's your job to make sure your rookie is good. Like the coach is going to coach him, but when you're in the room, you're not going to leave your rookie out there to himself to pick up the defense and how to be a pro. So you never stop helping. Like when I came in, my vets helped me all the way until they left, and then I was a vet to my room every year until I left. So you're coaching in a little bit, and then like what I realized in coaching, when you're done playing football, that's the closest thing to the void you're going to get.
Really?
And it feels the same.
Makes sense, yeah.
The losses hurt.
It doesn't feel exactly the same. You're saying it just gets you to
the
really?
Like I lost a game as a coach, and I was in there, could not believe. I'm mad at myself for being this distraught. I'm like, man, you ain't missed no tackles. You ain't played. Like, I'm almost in tears of mad. And I'm like, how is these emotions hitting me the same way?
Right.
I ain't practice. I ain't do nothing. I'm not. But what it is, I'm putting in more time as a coach than I did as a player.
Oh.
It's the hours you're putting into it.
You're invested.
Man, like a hell you invested. You invested like shit. So, like, when you invest that deep, you want to see the guys perform the way what you've been doing. You put so much into it, like you want them to get it right. You wait all day, like, oh, here comes the play. I know it's the play. Here comes the play. He's going to be in the right spot. He's going to make it. Then he make it. Then you. That's where the celebrations when the coaches is going crazy because what they told that player all week and lined up and it happened.
And they did it.
And they did.
And that's how you build trust.
And that's the satisfaction that you get as a player.
Right.
That's the shit that how you can't wait for next week.
Right.
But shit, those losses, they hurt the same way. And it's like, that's the biggest thing. I didn't know the losses was going to hurt like they did.
Well, it's because you feel like you can't control the outcome.
You have no freaking control of it at all.
Crazy.
But I'm surprised because like players always talk about they can't fill that void, and you filled it with coaching. It's not playing, it's coaching.
It is because the hurt is there. And like you said, what I feel about when I played is I'm playing. I personally is going to affect this game.
Right.
I am.
Yeah.
Right.
Somehow today I'm going to have my footprints on this game.
Yes.
You can call the best plays all you want to, and if you still can't do nothing, all you can do is just try to help you putting your guys in the best situation.
Right.
Hoping they execute. If they execute and everything goes right, that still looks good, but I can't make you win that one-on-one fight.
Right. But what you can do is watch a ton of film, which I'm sure you do, and put your players and say, look,
when you see this,
we can expose that. Right?
Yes. When you get this and you see them doing this, make sure you don't, so you always that's the satisfaction is watching your players get it right.
Right.
Do it right. Watch them excel and believe in themselves and start to have success because they believe in what they're doing because you'd have told them. And this shit is, like, I had TJ as a rookie. You know what I mean? I watched TJ open his pass rushing arsenal to what it is now. I watched him. I had him as a rookie. When he first came in, how he plays and how he looks now is totally different.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And
in what ways?
In his skill set is a skill set, but he's opened up so much more in his pass rush.
Right.
Yes, he's opened his pass rush playbook. He used to be just snatch and pull.
Right.
His shoulders would always be hurting. And I'm like, dude, you can't keep running to these 335-pound dudes thinking you're going to headbutt them and snatch them down, and that's going to be it. No, you're going to need more than just button press. Because he'll try and stone you and then throw you by. But like now, man, he's inside, he's outside, he's dropping the shoulder, he's getting low. He can show you the shoulder, pull out of it, swim. He has a full package.
Looking at it from the other side now that you're a coach, is there things that you go back and like, oh shit, like coach is right about this. Like I didn't realize how hard it was.
Now
coaching.
I understand what you're trying to tell me.
Like your career, I'm sure you had things you're like, okay, get out of here.
I used to be like, man, what? I had coaches that talk about, man, we didn't leave at 12 o'clock at night. I'm like, why? What the hell are you doing at 12 o'clock? Like, we left at 6.
Yeah.
Would you stay another 6 hours for? Like, what?
Now you know.
It's football, right? Like, but it's that. But then it's the other component of some people aren't comfortable with what they're doing, so they over check their work and just keep going. And like, I'm a type of, I want to be right. I want to put in the work for us to be right, but I'm not going to keep second guessing myself. If I done ran through all Monday through Friday with the guys, and this is how we're going to do it, ain't nothing about the seek into my head on Saturday of like, did I do everything right? Well, let's add this. No, man. We go run what we practice. I feel good about what we practice. And then what I've also become of in the coaching is less is best. I'd rather have a fast player that knows exactly what he got.
Right.
And if my loss is because that guy's better than me, well, shit, you can't out-scheme him being better than you.
Right.
It's nothing I can do. At some point in time, you got to take on that damn fight. You got to fight the guy that's in front of you.
Right.
We have 11, they have 11. The good teams, you win more of your one-on-ones against the guy in front of you. Like, at the end of the day, that's still part of football. I have to beat the guy that's in front of me.
Right.
Right? Like, you ain't out-scheming that.
Sure.
And sometimes you can get a guy all the way to that situation to win that situation, and maybe the guy just can't beat the guy in front of him.
Right.
And that has shit to do with coaching or the scheme.
Yeah.
That guy's just better.
Amazing. When you saw TJ his first year, did you think he would turn into this or something close to this?
When we first drafted him, I didn't. But once I got him in the building, because I went down there to go work him out.
Sure.
When we drafted him. But when he came into the building, and now he's amongst the rest of my guys. It's him, Bud. It's Bud, TJ, Chickalo, Harrison,
and you really
Jarvis.
Get to know them too, right?
Well, now I got all 6 of them.
Yeah.
And they're all going against. I'm putting them through all the same drills.
Right.
And he's standing out above everybody. Like, he just would do everything a little better than everybody.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, he already had big features, big hands, big feet. They don't know how athletic TJ is. He can dunk the ball through his leg. He can do the East Bay funks. He's doing 360s. He can do the windmill. But that's a part of TJ that y'all don't know.
Yeah.
Like, he's crazy athletic, but we just know the football part of it. You wouldn't think that he –
Well, you also don't really need to do that for football, so.
But he can do it, though.
But this is what I'm saying. So, like, when you're trying to be – when you're an athlete, you're doing things that's better. Like, yeah, he can cut. He got good COD. He has all that. He can punch good. But it's little things that everybody might not have in their bag. Like, he's a different athlete. So how he catch the ball, how big his hands is, like, he would hurt his thumb his whole rookie year because he would punch at the ball so hard. I'm like, hey, man, we're going to need you for the season. You're tearing up your thumbs. But now he's been punching for so long, it's automatic when he's behind you and he punches the ball. It's coming out.
Yeah.
His peanut punch is, like, perfect.
Yeah.
But he done went through a whole lot of thumb injuries getting to where he's at now, right? But I say that to say when I had him, Harrison, Jarvis, Bud, and TJ and Chickalo all together, TJ clear-cut was the better athlete.
You could see it, yeah.
And he wasn't faster than Bud,
right?
But he did other things better than Bud did.
Wow.
He wasn't stronger than Bud.
Yeah.
But athletically, he did stuff that Bud couldn't do. Now, Bud is a brute. Just strong and fast.
Yeah.
Harrison was the muscle of the group.
Yes.
TJ athletically can do all of it.
Crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was the separation. Then when he added to his pass rushing, on top of his natural gifts, it just got better.
Incredible. What's more gratifying for you, watching your son do it or doing it yourself?
Watch my son.
It's the best, right?
Yeah, man.
It's the greatest.
You know, it's when you have kids and you watch any kid succeed. I mean, that's the whole joy, right? Of
it's
what
the
we
ultimate.
have.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate, man. So, like, watching him have success is crazy for me in itself. It's like I've watched you have success in Little League and high school and college was great, but to fall into Pittsburgh at home, to play at home, and, like, now you live literally down the street, a couple of miles down the street from me, and all of it's just it's surreal sometimes.
Yeah, you like that. I'm not certain he loves that.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah,
I'm joking with you.
I don't go over his house like that every day. 'Cause I'm not the pop-up parent.
He doesn't dare think he's better than you, right? He doesn't know how great of a football player you were.
Well, I tell him he's better than me because the whole thing is, and I never said it from as a joke. My job to my kids is to make sure they're better than me.
Yeah.
And
a better
now,
version of you.
A better version. So now if he finishes at the end goal and he's better, man, that was the whole point.
You win, Joey Porter.
Yeah, but you're lying a little bit at the moment.
Right.
What do you mean?
Yeah, you're better than your son. Presently.
Oh,
For
yeah,
now.
right now.
Yeah,
For now.
yeah,
I got
yeah,
13
yeah,
years. You got
eventually
2.
Yeah, exactly.
It's 13 versus 2.
Yeah.
He hasn't cracked the championship. He hasn't got a Pro Bowl.
That's what you let him know that.
Yeah,
but you still-
Sometimes when he
Yeah.
starts getting a little loud, you
that's
let
all
him
we're
know.
saying.
And he
Yes.
got to catch me in picks. I got like 13 picks already.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Finally, we've
But
got
you
it
stopped
here.
lifting. I mean, that's
Yeah.
But you stopped lifting. I mean,
Yeah, hey, it's his turn.
Yes,
he has.
it's his
I
turn.
gave him my weight room. He
Yes.
has the weight room at his house.
Joey, we really enjoyed this. That was great insight by you. Tell us one more time on the way out. GNC, what are you doing with them?
GNC Live Well, man. It's how I transformed from being a player. The supplements I used to take when I played for GNC. I mean, when I played for the Steelers and all the teams, I was on GNC products. So GNC is, they're in Pittsburgh. Their headquarters is in Pittsburgh. They always had a great relationship with the Steelers. Now the relationship from the Steelers that passed on to Joy Porter Sr. and Joy Porter Jr. Like, we believe in the GNC products and Live Well products. I believe in everything they have over there. I know what works for me, and I'm too late in my career now to change.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is what works for me. It worked when I played. It working now, and I stand by it. Like I said before, GNC is one of those places to where I got supplements. I always feel good about what I was putting in my body.
Right.
And the way the league is now, you got to watch what you put in your body or you get suspended.
No doubt.
Yeah.
We appreciate it, man. I'm glad you found something to fill the void.
Oh,
I'm glad,
did I?
because most players we speak to, they never find that thing. So I'm glad you found it.
Man,
Yeah.
I appreciate it, man.
You got it, man.
Thank you so
All right.
much.